media component to our website. So essentially right now, well, before we had Socious, we had all of our database information was held with Avectra NetForum, and then we had a third-party integration with a company called Browser Media to handle our public pages and then and drive information from NetForum. So we had communities there, but only with static CMS pages. You could get into the page, in other words, but nothing else. Our members had in the past used Yahoo groups for forums. So we have one employee at our office whose primary job was to subscribe and unsubscribe members in various communities in Yahoo groups. And that's really all she had time to do. There were a few other things that she could do, but for the most part it was taking care of, these Yahoo groups communities. And of course with Yahoo groups, you have to deal with all the advertising, and it's private but it's not really private, and every once in a while it would just go down, it wasn't very reliable, and it was sort of a proprietary product. So we decided that as a part of our membership, as a part of one of our member benefits, we would bring all of that in-house. And the only way to do that was through a social media company. So we interviewed several. In fact, I had back-to-back interviews with several different companies, and as I mentioned to Scott the other day, at the outset, when you look at all of these companies globally, they seem to offer the same kinds of things. But when you start to dig into really what's being offered and how it ties back to what we have and how we can integrate with what we have, in my mind, Socious was really the company for us. And that was before I met the team. Meeting the team and finding out what kind of support Socious was willing and able to give us. When you're an association of 10,000 members and you have a company like Avectra who will charge you not just a little bit of money, but a lot of money for every little change that you need, and forget it if you want a customization. We've paid thousands of dollars before, so money is an issue for us. But even more important than money is the relationship that we have with the company, their willingness to understand our very unique membership structure, and their willingness to work with us to accommodate the little nuances of our membership. And so for us, it's just been a wonderful relationship. We've had nothing but praise for the Socious product. Could not be happier with what they have been able to do, the guys have been able to accomplish for us. Well, we're trying to make what I like to refer to as an elegant transition from some of the, for example, our static pages. We're moving all of our CMS pages into Socious. Over a period of time, we will phase out that other vendor. Not that they haven't been good, they've been great, but it's time for us to, right now our website kind of looks like a patchwork quilt with sort of a, cousins relationship. We need to get to a more sophisticated look for the association as a whole. And so, as I say, when we originally contracted with Socious, the idea was that they would provide social media enhancements to our existing website. So we offer forums, we offer blogs, we have recently moved into our, we have a monthly journal. Our monthly journal in the past is, and still is, printed, and it mails out to members. But now we've moved the journal online as well as the printed version, and now of course we can have articles with comments and that sort of blogging feature that allows members to become more interactive. They have an opportunity to sort of participate. Now all of a sudden this very static page that they read in their magazine suddenly has become a live entity that they can interact with, and so they can say, I wish I knew more about XYZ, and then it's incumbent upon us to take advantage of that and bring in the author of the article and say, well, here's here's more information on that topic. And so it lends itself to an educational perspective that we have always wanted to accomplish, but we've never really had the facility, the vehicle to accomplish that. So with our trade journal, we've been able to do that, and then because we were able to do that, and because we knew that we wanted to move into this more interactive relationship with our members, we have now opened a membership benefit called RWA University. So if you think of authors, if you think of them, really they're sort of independent entrepreneurs, right? They're creating a product from scratch. And so in addition to writing the book, well, you know, there's the business of being an author. What kind of taxes do you file? You know, there's the conversation around what kind of publisher you want to submit to. There's the conversation around what kind of agent you need to help you with your career. The mission of Romance Writers of America is to advocate for career-focused authors. So our association, you can think of us as sort of a guild, if you will, or a trade association. We are the business part of their creative effort. So RWA University offers all kinds of speakers, online classes, sometimes video classes, sometimes immediate interaction in the way of forums and blogs. So with Socious, we were able to add a layer of membership opportunity that we perhaps could have done before, but it would have been bringing yet another party into our already crazy mix. And so we're able to bring it in, give it a tight fit, allow in our membership structure, we have a group called PAN, which is the Published Authors Network. These are authors whose novel has already been published traditionally through a publishing house. And then we have another group called PRO, and this group of authors are not yet published, but they have completed a manuscript. So it's not a hobby to them. They're on the road to becoming a career, to writing as their career. They're not there yet. But that's the group that really needs a lot of education, a lot of help. PAN, the Published Authors Group, also a lot of information education, that they look for. That's one of the things they look to the association for. So those audiences are completely unique, and we have to be able to segregate the information to get this information to this group and that information to that group. And then of course you have your traditional groups like your board of directors. And in our case, another thing that we're about to begin working on is we have 144 chapters around the world, primarily in the United States. And our chapters have in the past all been sort of independent little silos. Yes, they are a chapter of RWA, but they have their own website, they have their own membership database, they have their own criteria for what they define as a published author, for example. They have their own contests, they have their own conferences. So they're a smaller unit of a larger group. And now, for the first time, because of the Socious tools, we're going to be able to bring them in under the umbrella of the National Association. So we will have RWA, but under RWA we will also have 144 little individual, you call them a community, but within that community there could also be, they could have conferences and they could have contests. They'll have everything that they had before, but they'll fall under the umbrella of our website, and we've never found a successful way to do that before. Well, we have seen more interaction with our members. The opportunity to engage members is really what will drive the success of the association. And if we can make their opportunities more structured, so if we can make things easier for them, if we can make it easier for them to take part, if we can make it easier for them to get into a particular area, then they're going to be happy, and they're going to want to. It's going to drive traffic to the website, and it's going to keep our members engaged, and that's our goal. And so Socious has given us a platform for being able to do that. We now have everything, or we're beginning to have everything under one umbrella. And so when you're here, you're here. You know, when you're here, you're not necessarily over here at Yahoo Groups or some other random, you know, place. Everything is under the same umbrella. And so being able to accomplish that, I think, will give our members a sense of sort of a sense of unity, if you will, a sense of consistency that we haven't been able to offer before. And so I'm looking forward to moving down the road with that agenda, to pulling everything in, making it work together as a unit. And I think that we're going to be able to accomplish that now. I'm really excited about the possibilities. Lots of work to do.